coup. You were successful 2 decades ago. You murder our people. When we have closed our party headquarters. Two, we understand that if a planned invasion tonight, let the police be aware. We will see here tonight. Let the police be aware. We will do everything in our means to have ourselves protected. Mr. Boakai is trying to preserve it. The life of the government. Let the people be aware. The issues of this country. Solve the better issues of the Liberian people. In September, school fee is an issue. It's an issue. There's a good people in the great town. That is an issue. You didn't pay. Do not take any action in your head. He will preside over the meeting, and after that, there will be a determination. There will be clear instruction. I will say to you, you should remain that the situation is temporarily under control. We are coordinating with our international partners. We are coordinating with our country's coordinators and country chairperson. The 15 political subdivision. The situation in Moravia, the situation in Maserati is not only Maserati. Truly, a capital effect.
We rescue the children are just getting everywhere. And the children will be the rescue. We try to rescue that mother who put aircraft in the night for her children to eat because only aircraft the next place will have food. Those are the mothers and the children we come to rescue. These are the people we try to rescue. There's too many things to rescue to the extent that nothing here don't got to rescue the country. So you know why we give the rescue here or I will keep telling you small every program. So you don't know why we rescue in this country. We try to rescue the confusion through our time maybe for 5 years to the country can't stay in the hand.
That's very interesting country. Everyone defending their criminals. Criminal all get followers. Damn it.
Yeah. I will tell them to take the rescue.
No rescue mission for the other side. You say you are able to rescue, please start talking all the things, start asking for the court lawmakers and the presidency, start asking for all of the negative things.
We try to rescue that mother who put aircraft in the night for her children to eat because only aircraft the next place will have food. Those are got to rescue the country. So you know why we give the rescue here or I will keep telling you small every program. So you don't know why we rescue in this country. We try to rescue the confusion through our time maybe for 5 years to the country can't stay in the hand.
My brother, interesting control. Everyone defending their criminals. Criminal all get followers. Damn it. Our country needs deliverance.
It is about time that we know that we serve the people of this country. It's about time that this is the election for 7 years. Now the people are suffering. So the one of the army of freedom, all will protect us. So you come to the family, you come here in a young man to do the same thing that you think needs to happen. The adequate information, just like the way we are going to come behind you. And someone more than we do here.
Oh yeah. What is the African soldiers? African soldiers to fight for freedom. What is the African soldiers now? African soldiers to fight for freedom. Some are dead and some are living. Those that are dead are still fighting now. Those that are living are still fighting. Shut up.
Major pain de la pain. But in the as I want to say, let me be very clear to you. I will not approve any decision that turn this country over to Joseph Baba. I will not do that. Liberia does not deserve that. To go to CDC and meet with George Weah, the committee that was set up, headed by Mr. Conway, comprised the subject of that. And the funny thing you will, you want me down with it? All the people to say you have to find a good party. You will not good party, you won't have what you bought from. Nothing. Why is it so important? People say, no. We didn't say anything. So then Bronski's aware you can do what you want to do, but my party is not going to bother.
Actually, let's take your way up, guy. So we have to on top of all my teachers, I told you no. All my parents left from around the world send me to me. When they cry, I tell them, and the thing you want to do, So now you go play video.
Let's bust up free. Some are dead and some are living. Those that are dead are still fighting. Those that are living are still fighting. Shaka Zulu, African soldier. African soldier, African soldier, African soldier.
Oh yes, I dearly love my country. My country is full of lots of interesting developments. This is Liberia, the land of liberty. Shall long be ours. In union, strong success. It's yet another day, another time, another opportunity afforded us by God Almighty, the Supreme, one who have made it possible that we are alive and counted amongst the living. And I always say, if it wasn't for the Lord on my side, what some of us would have been today. We're not better than those that are dead and gone, but by his special grace we are alive and counted amongst the living. What then shall we say? God is for us. Who can be against us? Today is a wonderful day. The 10th month, the 10th day, 2024. Afforded the opportunity to discuss the issues that matters to the growth and development of our beloved country, Mama Liberia. And you all know, as true sons and daughters of this beloved country of ours, this is where we cannot be deported from. So we need to uphold and defend the integrity. And I always say to people, in Liberia, it's all about integrity versus morality. The case study of my beloved country, Mama Liberia. Who is the messenger? And what is that message? Is the messenger worth bringing the message? At ministries and agencies in focus, the public work ministry is one of those ministries we're going to focus on this morning. Lots of interesting developments at that end. The National Disaster Management Agency, another place of drama and corruption. The biggest news in town right now, former Commerce Minister, Mr. Mudal, resignation is being talked about all over the place. Nathaniel Falomagale of Lima County, relating to
Contact us on 0888 111 222 or visit their office right on 10th Street in Cinco, the land side in the Technology Building. New car rental service, the best deal in town.
The $3 giveaway on Love FM has gotten bigger and better. Oh yes, for the same bet amount of $100 Liberian or US 70 cents, the regular prize money now go way up for $2,500 Liberian to $3,000 Liberian. All you need to do is dial *799 hash, select number 10 for Love FM 105.1. Plenty people winning, oh, don't be left.
Day in broadcasting, and I have got news for you, radio and television stations owners and managers. Expert Communications Consultant is here to solve your equipment installation and purchasing day for the following services. We build, install, and do servicing on towers from start to finish. We do a full installation of radio and television equipment. We soundproof and brand radio and television studios of all kinds. We do repairs on radio and television equipment. We do order radio and television equipment as well as spare parts from Italy. The biggest news is we have state-of-the-art solar broadcasting system that uses solar power. So look no further for your communication perfection. Expert Communication Consultant, your premier source for professional radio and television 86462632 or 231-770-462632 or email us at owusup33@yahoo.com. Expert Communication Consultant, your premier source for professional radio and television installation.
Oh yes, after the commercial commitment, we are live and direct on our sound frequency 105.1. We also beam live on the internet on our Facebook handle Love Radio. That's Love TV live on Facebook. We also can be you can also follow us on our online radio, loveradioonline.com, and simultaneously whatever we do here on our FM dial is also carried out on our online radio. So you are there, that's what I mean here, and together we say a teamwork supportive this morning. Let me say firstly happy birthday to you, Miss Mercy Doe. You there in the Dupont Road area. Today happens to be your birthday, and all those who are celebrating their birthdays today or whatever the occasion is, we here at Love through quickly to our flight schedules from the Rabos International Airport. We begin with the arrivals at the Rabos International Airport. Air Cote d'Ivoire, flight HF729 from Abidjan. We arrive at the Rabos International Airport at 2:20 this afternoon. Kenya Airways, flight KQ508 from Accra, Ghana. We arrived at the Rabos International Airport at 5:40 this evening. And lastly, for arrivals, Aska Airlines, flight KP20 from Accra, Ghana. We arrived at the Rabos International Airport at 5:50 this evening. That does it for Air Cote d'Ivoire will definitely depart the Rabos International Airport for Conakry, Guinea at 3 p.m. Like I said. Lastly, for departures from the Rabos International Airport, Kenya Airways flight KQ509 will depart the Rabos International Airport for Accra, Ghana. So that was it for our flight schedules. We encourage all of you to always tune in because we have this part of our program to enlighten the minds of those travelers or will-be travelers on the happenings there at the Rabos International Airport. It is our plea to the government to see this in Africa and for where we stand and what we have as an airport, our baby countries, the ones who we gave birth to, they are far, far ahead in terms of development and the improvement of the airspace. So Liberia, just the other day we saw our airport leaking like their intent is not in a negative form and manner. Let us go for it and let our officials of government distance themselves from the fundings, because these are things that have happened over the years that have caused a lot of substandard development in our country. Quick fix projects being carried out that are not long lasting. So our airport, we need to look in that line to improve the facilities there at our airport. Make sure that, come on, the people who go for their family members and friends, loved ones, come on, they need to be treated properly. They need that comfort. Some of you leave from here, you space, we have the lane down there. You people need to do something. Put a shelter down there. When it is rainy season, it gets so unbearable for people who go at that airport to receive their family members and friends, even foreign friends, foreign partners. It is disgraceful, it is disheartening, and we need to put our hands down and our eyes kept on the ball so that we can develop our country, because in union strong success is sure. We've got above our rights to prove we overall prevail. With that being said, let us go now to our vehicular traffic update. We have this also part of our broadcast to enlighten the minds of you who are traveling from one end of the city to the other, getting you to understand where the traffic starts, the congestion in the For those of you who just joining us, we say good morning. If you just come into Liberia, we say welcome. This is our beloved country, Mama Liberia, the land that is so blessed by the children and greedy. So let us take you through. As always, we empathize with the people of Bourgeois Island, but I think we will extend this level of empathy to other parts of Monrovia, not just Bourgeois Island, because the deplorable road condition is spreading like a virus, almost like what one term as cancer, is eating up the movement of the Liberian people. Country I had they could do what is meant to be done to bring his legacy, for appreciation. The Liberian people will love to have him, maybe go for the second term. But these individuals who are clothed with the responsibility to serve in that line, they are against themselves. A horse divided itself cannot stand. So how do we have the proper role, connectivity, and access to other parts of the country when the individuals who are entrusted to implement the president's mandate and the agenda, the arrest agenda? In a common way, when a small man steal, they say that's stealing. When a big man steal, they say embezzlement. When a villain stealing, then they know how to put the voice, the Queen's language together. The man talking about pickups and other vehicles. Somebody you give contract to, you take, then you go to them and say, man, we need car. Then they give you car. It makes sense, Mr. Giddings. President Boakai, we will come to you. We actually speak to your office this morning and recommending people who without malice or whatever one may term it. These are the bad apples within your government, and when they stay there for the next month, they will spell a wild cancer and will start eating up the fibers of your government. And before you made up your mind, it says you have come to an end, and the Liberian people give you a one term. But let us get into our traffic update. The entire Bourgeois Island is not a safe place to take your car because it is so bad, or because of the ideology of Mr. Giddings and his team. We appreciate those that continue to do the little patching of the roads so that it reduces the potholes. From the Vatan to the Gabriel Tucker Bridge, and from the Gabriel Tucker Bridge to Johnson Street, the entire stretch of the road is a mess. Mr. Giddings and his team, they cannot see during the day, they cannot see during the night. So what do we have for the Ministry of Public Works, who are there to actually implement what the president meant for the Liberian people? President Boakai, if you sit there and allow Mr. Giddings to go a month, then you are in coherence, or where the people book, you have concord with his action. But I trust your ability. You are a man of your word. You won't allow that to happen. So the best thing, Mr. Giddings, the best thing you can do for yourself at this point in time is to honorably resign, because I have come to realize over information filtering, behind every smoke there's a fire. When you hear the kind of information filtering, honorably resign and face whatever that comes after. So, Mr. Giddings, it will be the very good thing for you to resign. And I want to recommend the suspension of your deputy for gross insubordination. So, you must resign. You should resign. And, Mr. Deputy, you can take suspension from the president. That will be very fine for you guys. See reason to act like Mr. Muda did. He resigned. He knew that something was in the pipeline for him, so he resigned. Honorably, though the And for those of you on the Japanese freeway, we are now experiencing small potholes created gradually, and at the end of the day, the road is getting in a deplorable state that needs attention. Who's going to pay attention when the person who should be paying attention to it, he's at war with his deputy and other people around the place? They are in a corruption web. So how can it cater to those things? Let's move forward. Those of you around the Bushra Island and want to go to the Painesville area without using the Japanese freeway, you can drive through the Kawa area. Kawa going to lead you to Deesville. To the pipeline will lead you to Mount Barkley, and that's it. You have access to the entire parts of the Painesville areas, right? That's awesome. For you who are coming from the area, the Kakata Highway, or you in the Painesville area want to have access to the Bushra Island, you can still use that same route. That will be so perfect for you, and you will appreciate our recommendation. Now, another side issue. The entire, I mean, it is so disgusting. Yeah, I know I'm speaking people the money. Our common people will speak it to a level to ya. It is so bad and disgraceful to see one of the routes that ease the tension in the flow of traffic and connects commuters from one end to the other is now in a deplorable state. The 72nd Boulevard connecting with the boulevard, that entire stretch of the road is in a deplorable state. Now, when you drive through, as soon as you get around the 72nd Market, from the market as far as where we have the late Mr. Bati Yuswa resident, that entire area is in a very deplorable state. If you take a good car there right now, you're going to feel the pinch of it. Only people who, people who ride other people's car, they don't feel the pinch like when you are driving yourself. Yeah, when I own car, when it's time to go to the garage, now you go in there. Mm-hmm. Like the corridor I just told you about is in a deplorable state. The Doe community is another area. Doe community road now is so bad. That's why we continue to say these kinds of quick fix projects are not needed any longer. We need durable roads. We need durable projects, not quick fix, where we will announce 15-25 million for road construction or 22 million for road rehabilitation, and at the end of the day, before the money reaches the contractors, that only chicken change leader. That's not what we want to see. We want to see country. We don't want them to have a defense. Put in that defense mechanism to say, oh yeah, and this is the funding that was actually announced by the government, but this is what reached us. We don't want the people to be saying no kind of thing. It's disgraceful. So when we are talking about institutions that are very respectable and we can put trust in for quality work, when you are exempted from the mean packet to your packet, what is being allotted for the people's job, the people will give us substandard things, substandard roads and all those stuff like that. So we are appealing to you. In the morning, the traffic begins, the congestion in the traffic begins at 6:40. At most these days, 6:40. So if you want to have access, you have a meeting by 7, you want to have access to that place, get up as early as 4, prepare yourself, get on the road by 5. 6, before 6:30, 6:40, you have already crossed the traffic prone area from the Boulevard Junction as far as the Vamuma pass on to 20th Street Sinker. Those are all traffic prone areas. That's for that. From top to bottom or from bottom to top. Let us begin with the President. Mr. President, we say once again, good morning and welcome back home. It is a very important thing to do every morning. We get our President to know some of the things that are happening or been happening behind him. So, Mr. President, we here at Love FM, we appreciate what you do. But in the midst of these happenings, there must be some caregiving, serious caregiving, and continue to remind you of your statement when you had the conversation with your cabinet ministers, and you did say, whoever have the hidden agenda, the personal agenda, positions, whoever may have recommended them, you will give them listening ear and you will get them up and never to return. So, Mr. President, there are a few things that we want to bring to your attention. We know that the Commerce Ministry was one of those areas that was actually on the radar as it relates to scandals. We say, Mr. President, that side of it all we need from you is to conduct or give mandate that there must be a serious audit and investigation carried out. The recommendation here is in good faith so that the people, the Liberian people, cannot have misconception of the right nation and attaching you to all the kind of family link and thing. So there must be an investigation carried out so that Mr. Mudar can exonerate himself and the Liberian people will get to know what has happened and why it happened, so that your government can Disaster Management Agency is one of the corrupt web within your government, and it is prudent that the head take his leave. He's one of those bad apples within your government. Mr. Ducle is one of those bad apples within your government. He needs to leave. Any chance given him from this month to the next month, you will hear different corruption from that angle. And he must be investigated alongside the Internal Affairs Minister, a former representative of Lofa County, is allegedly in a serious cohort on all that is happening at the National Disaster Management. Relative to him paying a loan that he took from the bank And subsequently, we see that some payments have been made and so forth. So, the money issue with the National Disaster Management, you take it, I get my share. That's why the two of them on. Mr. President, investigation must take siege of that matter so that your government cannot be put on or have that kind of stigma. Wrangling and all those stuff that is ongoing at the disaster management. So that's why you see that institution is not living up to So, Mr. President, there's a need that a serious investigation be carried out at the Disaster Management Agency so that those who are accused can exonerate themselves. But in the meantime, let Mr. Dukley take his exit. That's one part of it. We go to the Ministry of Public Works. Public Works is another interesting place. Plenty of money, less job done, and confusion camp. Mr. President, with all due respect, we want to recommend that Mr. Giddens take his exit and his deputy be suspended with our pay. And that's on period. It will serve as a deterrent. Why the deputy should be is the mark through which you must be suspended, so that it serves as a deterrent that the low man on there cannot have that kind of bravery to disrespect the elderly ones or the ones who are the heads. If there's any reason something that is not right spark out, you must do it with respect and follow the channel, and not to be grossly disrespecting, and you know the rest of the Queen's language you can add to it that will characterize and define your action. Yes. With that being said, concluding the Ministry of Public Works, we move on to other areas. The Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. Right under your eyes, Mr. President, there is a serious complaint. There is a serious, for every time people talk about corruption, that ministry is not left out. For every time people talk about corruption, is ongoing, the minister should recuse himself of his post. Oh yeah. The minister should recuse himself of the post so that thorough investigation should be conducted. Another area here again, Mr. President, we want to bring to your attention, you know, Liberian people, when they want job, they can act. We love this R7. The R17 here too much in this country. So that's why most of our things we do are all fake. We love fakery. Prior to the inauguration or the ascendancy of your leadership to state power, place cleaning, you know, oh yes, the mayor helping cleaning the city, you're all over the place. But we've come to realize that it was a mere charade in order to afford him the job. When you take your drive, you take a look at the city center, you tend to wonder if we have a city corporation head. The city is filthy. When you visit the Monrovia City Hall, go to the theater. Mr. President, take on your time. I want you to copy after the late President Doe. Mr. President, that approach that the late President Doe took or used to you need no convoy, because when you carry convoy, they will know. So money before 7:30, 8 o'clock, be at their offices. You will know them for yourself. You will know what's happening at those offices. Take up a working day at these ministries and agencies. You will understand what is happening within your government, Mr. President. Visit them, you will know. Pay a visit right now to the Monrovia City Hall. The theater is leaking. The place is not healthy. It's filthy. Where is Mr. Safar in all of these complaints where we had folks who were working in the We know all of these things, yes, but the manner and form in which these things are ongoing. When you take to the streets, we say we appreciate our brothers and sisters, our mothers, who continue to, in our little weak ways, to help keep the city clean. But the manner and form to which, or in which, Mr. Safar took on this job, now he has the job. His approach towards the cleanliness of Liberia, the Monrovia City Corporation, the Monrovia City, have dropped drastically. There are intel from inside sources that monies are now collected by the Monrovia City Corporation, giving access to people to build makeshift structures to those areas that when in the city center, come Cinco, you will know. Mr. President, just take up the time, do these kind of visits. You will understand those that are in line with your mandate, their arrest agenda, and those that are doing their own thing. Makeshift structures are being built. Places that they shouldn't be built. And we've been told that monies are collected, giving these people squatter rights. There are lots of complaints coming from the Monrovia City Corporation, and it is not necessary. We spoke of the inability of Jefferson Koji and his team at the time, where the criticism was at the highest peak. Now that you've taken the office, where are those plans that you boastfully came out? Oh yes, the city will be this, the city will be that. Clocked. There are lots of issues that are unfolding. We say thank you to Mo Ali. Yes, amidst these challenging moments, there are some prospects and gains, but there are a lot more needs to be done. We cannot have our city being filthy like the way it is unhealthy for our people. The last time I had a first-hand experience, just a little pool of rain. I was down Waterside, the Water Street area there, and that entire stretch of that place got flooded, and there were a lot of feces oozing out from those manholes. What is happening? We've come to realize that there are buildings that have been constructed these feces that are sent from those buildings to the manhole is causing serious health hazard for our people and making our city not safe. And we find our brothers and sisters, they are sitting there selling, and when it rains, the water enters these stores. It's so disgraceful, as all as Liberia is. So Mo Ali, you are doing well, but you need to step up your game. What is it about this whole thing? Just in Sincon here, when you drive through the Jalatan route, there's a new building being constructed here. We saw that the building sewage line have been connected to the manhole. Now you get this about digestive septic tanks being created that can serve these buildings. Why are they connecting their sewage line to the manhole that is already challenged? Mr. Mo Ali, the question here to you, what is the procedure or the authorization giving these people to connect their buildings to the already challenged manhole that we have? You know, our founding fathers, they never had vision for this country. They never had the mind, they never had the vision that the population will have expanded. So with the level of people the same Liberian people are dumping dirt within the manholes. We have our challenge brothers taking dirt and placing it in these manholes. Not just only that, the guys will remove the iron, the cover for the manhole to go and sell them. So lots of these manholes along the route, they are all open. And this is also a means of danger. Someone can harm somebody and just throw that person in that hole. Nobody will know until somebody get to do a check in those holes. Right here on 10th Street, right here on 10th Street, at the main intersection there is a manhole there. Happening, Mr. President. So take up your time after the 3 days meetings you are having there at the ministerial complex. Take up your time. There should be, before your next travel, there should be another approach. Visit these ministries and agencies unannounced. You will know what we are talking about. For me, I hold no allegiance to any political party, neither individual. Spoken of, and decisions are made in the interest of all to right these wrongs. I will be one of the proud citizens to say, yes, we advocated for the change, and the change came. I won't be one of those sycophants who will go and extort money for somebody and then be a praise sinker. No. Because I know my children are growing up and they know very well I'm at a position where I should allow and at the end of the day, to go to. No, I don't want my children to be judged by my action in a negative form and manner. That's why we take up our time. Vote of connection. And when we see these wrong things, we talk about it. And more to that, and we're interested to know that we want to be proud when we go outside visiting other countries. They said, yes, Liberia. Oh, yes, Liberia. Liberia is fast developing. The people love their country. There are lots of Liberians out there that want to come home and invest. But there are a lot of bureaucracy. Our legislators, the last time you were on the issue of Metex, but there are a lot of things happening with that within our port that needs to be corrected. We say thanks to the young gentleman who's actually trying to do his best with his able team, Dukley. You need to step up your game, bro. You are doing extremely well, but you need to step up your game more than what you are doing. That place is the gateway to our economy, and as such, there are lots of Liberians who are out there who have interest in coming back to develop our country through businesses and other things to contribute to the economy. But the tariff and all of those bureaucracies at the National Port Authority is scary. It's scary. And exchange with your cabinet ministers. Today is day 2, right? How does it feel driving to a place that during your vice presidency, when the Chinese people gifted our country that gigantic structure that now hosts ministries, agencies, and where we have in the theater there are a lot of conferences and other stuff where you people are now seated. The building, that complex is in a filthy state, Mr. President. Just walk out, get at the main junction. The convoy shouldn't carry you where it's at. Just get out outside. Walk through and see how filthy that building is. It doesn't represent you. And leads to say your honor men who are there, who should be doing the right thing. Mr. President, nothing was done about that. Former President Weah went there several times. This same noise that we are causing, we caused this noise, and at the end of the day, nothing was done. But we know their personal buildings were all painted regularly. Their regime have ended. Yours is in. going to be in a state where even the people who are operating there can no longer feel comfortable to go there? Mr. President, I know in your wisdom, before the end of the 3-day meeting that you are having there, something will be done about that. The ministerial complex is filthy, very filthy. That's one of the areas that introduce our country to our foreign partners, our foreign friends. There and all along the stretch of the road, the new buildings and other stuff that are being constructed along the Congo Town, the Tottenham Boulevard areas, they are all good. But when you get to the ministerial complex, it looks so filthy. Are we waiting for the Chinese people to compete for us again? That's what we continue to say. The issue that has to do with maintenance is the major concern and challenge of all of us Liberians. We love good things, but to maintain a good thing, that's where our problem lies. With that being said, we move on to other issues. We saw on the social media and we read few lines purchased, quote unquote, and turned over, as he said, to him by the LRA. Mr. Mudal officially tendered in his resignation October 9, 2024. Republic of Liberia, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, His Excellency Joseph M. Boakai, President, Republic of Liberia. Dear President Boakai, over the last few days there has been public outcry over the purchase of a vehicle for over 45,000. Though I have provided all documentations and facts that equivocally demonstrates that there was no malfeasance distraction for the real national issues and your agenda. I therefore wish to tender my resignation as my family and I remain thankful to you for the opportunity to serve our people. I wish you and the administration the best as we look forward to a better Liberia. Signed, it says, respect for the years, Amin Budad. What a nice letter. Very, very important letter. Yes. A lot of archives, you know. Mr. Budad say, because of my integrity. You see, at least few people in this country, amidst these kinds of hula balloons and all those stuff like that, missteps and all those stuff, there are still few people who thinks about the word called integrity and morality. And on this basis, we want to say to you, Mr. President, now that you've received the resignation of $100,000 car and all those things around, kindly instruct that a thorough investigation be carried out so that Mr. Mudal, who believes in his integrity, can be exonerated, so that the public get to know that indeed what he was being accused of is not what has happened. In the same vein, the senator of Magidi County of Mr. Mudar is necessary first, but it is far from sufficient. He said in his Facebook post, the Liberia is a, let me get it straight, Amin's resignation is a necessary first step, but it is far from sufficient. The Liberian Revenue Authority clearly violated the law by instructing Metex to purchase the vehicle, and the investigation must continue regardless of Mudar's resignation. The Liberian Senate, in its report on Metex, pointed to this as a gross violation on behalf of the government. On behalf of the government, it further recommended that Metex be held accountable. That Metex be held accountable for repayment. Despite being fully aware of this breach, the LRA still authorized Metex to proceed with the unlawful transaction, while Amin personally benefited. The LRA was the one that broke the law, making both parties equally guilty and liable. This situation is not just about Amin's resignation, it's about upholding transparency, accountability, and the rule of law. If those principles That's a very fine piece, and I want to applaud the senator for looking in that direction and speaking out in his capacity as member of the first branch of government. But there are a lot of sticky issues. People over the years, and he have served in a capacity in the previous government that was captured under the web of corruption. Now, let us look at it and let us dissect the issues in a very, very, very understanding manner. The call by Mr. McGill is very, very, very important. Points raised are intact, and the president needs to see reason in getting beyond. That's what I said. Mr. Mudar have resigned. Yes, that's one part of it. Investigation must be conducted to exonerate unquote methods, purchase of car and other issues for government should be brought to book. But in so doing, the message is profound, very, very profound. But who is the message? responsibility that he tries to bring to the attention of the Liberian people and the government in particular. But is he the right messenger? The right messenger? Over the period of time, during the regime of the CDC-led government, there were lots of accusation, claims and counterclaims, corruption investigations, and it took us from national within the past regime while they were still in power. The likes of the now Senator Falo McGill, the likes of Jefferson Tamakoji, the likes of Bill Torrey, now Senator of Riverside County, former Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, Serena Cephas, former Finance Minister of the Republic of Liberia, Mr. Samuel Atoye, and you just name all of those individuals. There were lots of demonstrations, there were a lot of public outcries when it came to literature for the Liberian people. And at the end of the day, they were caught in the web that brought sanctions on them. Earlier this morning, we played for your hearing interview that was conducted when the Senator Falo McGill was being sanctioned. You listen to him, and we'll also play that again. But the meat of the issue here is the message is profound. The messenger is where the sticky issue is. He raised a very salient point. I concur with that. But is he the right messenger? During his administration, when the Liberian when the resignation of Mr. Modai came out, we heard and we have heard a lot of information filtering on the social media, in the media landscape, stating that it is based on the pressure placed on government that officials within the administration of President Boakai now resigning. That verifies their claims against the government. But let us call spade a spade. When he had 6 years to serve the Liberian people, there were a lot of outcry, public outcries, demonstrations, and other stuff concerning ministers, directors within and actions taken. Let us compare and contrast. Corruption is corruption. There's no dignity that is attached to corruption. There are bad apples within the present leadership. There were bad apples within the past leadership. But in the vein of the The CDC-led government had lots of demonstration carried out against them on grounds of rampant corruption. If they did, were they resigning willingly? Secondly, you have the present leadership where with allegations of malfeasance. We see officials within the government, just to name of one now, who have taken the bull by its horn to recuse himself, stating that his integrity and his family livelihood is brought under questioning. So on the basis for 6 years, the Liberian people complain. There were no action, quote unquote, taken against these alleged corrupt officials. With the next administration that is at hand. I can recall former President Weah, after the elections, after congratulating the non-president, he took onto his pulpit and categorically stated that it was based on your actions, each and every one of you in this room, and some who are not here. It was based on your action that have led to what we have now experienced, and we are exiting government. We took on state power. We saw it befitting that you were part and parcel of the grassroots of this country. You were implement, but rather you carry yourselves high, barricaded yourself with fence, darken your windshields, and you have no listening ears for the masses. If it had not been some of us, in his words, who in our wee ways over the years have built our relationship with the people, that saw the number of votes that we collected in the just ended election. Each and every one of you should hold yourselves responsible for the outcome of the elections. That was the statement of former President Weah. That spoke volume. And in the midst of it, he owned up to some of the things, because he said, if only I had listened to the crowd of the Liberian people concerning your actions, we wouldn't have been where we are today. But because of the relationship we are, we must own up to it. Those are words of former President Weah. If some of you get, we will find a clip, we'll play it here one of these days, where he carried on an analogy where he told the church members to walk outside, not in a orderly manner. Everyone should just go outside through the gate. And there was a lot of scuffle. Then he said, okay, let us what it means when you are given the opportunity in his words, he said it showcased what happened along the 6 years. All of you couldn't just go into government like that. That's why he took on step by step, one at a time. You go in, you do the right thing, you bring in another, you do the right thing, he go about doing the right thing, the next person go about doing the right thing, just like that. Orderly. It would have given you the next opportunity for the next term, but you did not. You got to some of the attire shops, some of these community day schools and other stuff like that, to listen to Liberians. It was interesting to know, I heard few guys saying it was based on the pressure from the CDC-led government that brought the resignation of Mr. Muda. I said, fine. Oh, you guys know these things. So, it is something that is good. That's a very fine idea. That you want to clean what we call the victory in the midst of the circumstances. That based on the pressure, based on the outcry on the rampant corruption, quote unquote, alleged rampant corruption, that decisions are being made in the present government. But what happened during your regime? When people own up to the action and resign, like what has happened, what is happening? What is happening to your mind? Read between the lines. That tells you, amidst all of these circumstances, amidst all of these hullaballoos, these people are not sins. They are in their own errors, but the government do have listening ears. It shows, they say, when the season will be good, you know from the eve. It tells you that amidst the bad apples that are formed within the government hears and listens to the crowd of the Liberian people. That's why decisions are being made. But doing your own thing, with all of the outcry, people lost their lives. Family were being marginalized. Family were being haunted. All those things. At the end of the day, did these officials own up to the errors that were being made and say, look, I have integrity, let me recuse myself and go through the competent court of jurisdiction to exonerate myself? They did not do. So where are you claiming victory? It is a slap in your face to say it is based on not deaf and dumb. They see, they hear, and they act upon what you say to them, because you are feeling the brunt of the actions of those team members. They heard. What were their actions? With that being said, the lines are now open. Let us dissect the issues. Let us analyze all that we've been talking about. And what is your recommendation to President Boakai concerning the bad apples within his government? What needs to be done? 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call this morning and chant on these things that we brought to your attention. We talked 105 are the numbers to call. We talk about President Boakai taking decisions on things that are unfolding in the country. We brought to your attention what is unfolding there at the Public Work Ministry. We talk about the National Disaster Management. We talk about the Ministry Join us somewhere.
Yeah, I'm Michelle Junior, and I call you from New Jersey Estate.
Michelle, let's hear you.
Yes. First, we want to commend President Boakai for conceding the demand of the public to remove an official that he had as a confidant from from his position, simply for what he did. I think this is an implication that we are now revolutionizing our body policy with rule against traffic rule. Going to take credit. No opposition should say the government was pressurized, because even the United Party never shows solidarity to Muda during the days. I mean, during the days of what he did. And my suggestion to President Boakai is that let him start the ball rolling with this kind of action. Anyone in this government that would not prove the vision of the rescue squad, let the person be removed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's get to this line. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Mr. James Tamba.
Mr. Tamba, let's hear you. You call us from where? Huh? Let's hear you. Your line is cracking. Just shake up a little bit, or you walk away from where you are. Hello?
To say more, we give him credit. If you are serve the masses, and your reason for taking over that office is to see to it that all the uplifting that used to be done be not to be repeated. The first place he make an error. Why he maintained Metex. You see the free port of Monrovia, we were in there normal days. We now have something like the APN terminal, because they will put charges on the goods that are coming. The matter is the same. So when they release the goods from there, even if you have a goods in the port, continue to take it from there, and that's more expensive. Because of those charges that other companies have added on the custom duty. Or they should be dismissed.
So what's your recommendation to President Boakai, and who are those? Call their names.
Thank you very much. You Boakai, you have a power. Who want to put you to where you are. The public work minister, the labor minister, these are ministries that suffering the masses. If you go to those companies, in Liberian suffering, the whole contract for 3 months, after 3 months they renew or you leave it. They will not be employed. Go to Regia Semenko. How many employees Semenko have? The rest are Ghanaians. So we need people that will stand for the Liberian people. We can't continue suffering our own country.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's get to the next line, and take this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and join us somewhere.
Let me say good morning to Excellency President Boakai. So let me appreciate both of you for the discussion when it comes to government or to the always share with my team. We have now come to behave like the people who were here for the last 6 years. Mr. President, it's time for you to lead the right legacy. This country belongs to everybody. You only have 6 years contract to the Liberian. government constructively. But the issue is, if you have people who want to bring the government against the people, you as president, you as manager-in-chief, you gotta be careful how to handle these people, because there are people who are underperforming. There are people who testing the system. If you allow the people to gain ground, if you allow the people to open the book or the flip the book and have a chance of providing a credential or getting a chance of doing robbery in the country, we who supporting you will not be happy, including like people in totality. Mr. President, it's time for the work in the interest of the country because
87-105-105 to this telephone line. Good morning.
good morning.
Your name and join us from where?
I'm the mother Zakaman, and I called from Sinclair this morning.
Zakaman, let's hear you.
Thank you very much. The issue has to do with these government officials. I mean, the president is not very serious. I'm not going to say that. Even Moda resigning is not the government of pressure for Moda to resign. It's the people of crown. And Moda being a man that maybe have integrity due to businesses that he had as a CEO. I think that was the reason why he resigned, but it was not because the government made him to resign. There are people that did more than Moda in this government. Over the president. No, it's Moda himself, because I'm not believing he's a president. No, you have to now the CEO so it's got to resign, but it is not the government, it is not President Boakai that made Moda to resign. No, there are people right in the office of President Boakai that are very, very corrupt. He knows them, he travels with them every time around the world. You see it? So the president is not showing seriousness in the fight against corruption, no. A president was serious enough when he was brought information out. The first thing, try to send a message of suspension of all individuals. Double Jara is involved. What is happening to Double Jara? Yamamaka believing in the right. Done. They see what I was done. So the fact of the matter is that the president of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Boakai, has not shown no seriousness since President Boakai became president. We have not seen the real seriousness in the fight against corruption. No, people will see. Even his party chairman, Luther Tape, you know him before corruption too. The whole of Congo already abused the whole of Congo. The president goes over here. What is doing over. So the president for me is not serious. And my recommendation is so he knew the problem of the country. That when he became president, he knew the first places to be tackled. Unfortunately, it seems that President Boakai is just starting from ABC to learn about government. So for me, I don't think President Boakai will be serious in the governance process of this country. From the beginning of his government, those people that he appointed in government, people that representing, they are all involved in the same old things that are going on.
Okay, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so well. 077-8665-073 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call. Just how you quickly, Janji.
Oh, for the sake of the Labrador people, my name is Janji Ta, the boy I use for lower the party. I don't know what you want to give far to be pursuing. What a community. I hear a lot of people saying about Ami Mura, about the story Lana or George Evans, and I also have the Ami Mura, I want to tell you this morning. Ami Mura, who also need he have a family for a need to be fair in a media on corruption allegation issue. It is very unfortunate because Ami Mura are businessmen and because of a character and a family. Any allegation or whatever that put on a corruption or any official, you be dismissed. If not dismissed, if you have question, you resign. But I get people in the media that other people do it first. That he come so what I mean would have resign, blah blah blah. Now had a very everything to this country, the president getting face, the way getting face. So you tell me what to resign because they will have to dismiss it. They need to American the new be on the president website that is just be international, be all happening New York Kevin. So based on that, this out of visa. So I know what's talking now one people say a job out to the ready, so they bring Boakai to the ready, Boakai to the ready, the raw country community. So we want to be patient to give a chance to do the work. So thank you.
Thank you so much, John Jay. Let's get back to the telephone line and take this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and you join us from where?
Well, I'm Edward Shannon and I'm calling from Central Virginia Back Settlement. I'm currently sick. I'm just sick, broken, and tired because I really don't know who we will bring in this country so that at least at my age to see some level of development and to see real fight against corruption. Because when you have a country where you have a leader very serious to fight corruption, development will come. But in the absence of that, trust me, nothing substantive will happen in this country. And I'm just, I can't really comprehend what is really going on, that the president that I supported, Joe Boakai, will make big move in this place here. Today he's giving some of our bloody nose in the community. When they know the law tells them, at that point, when you assume such a position, you should declare your assets. Either President Boakai meant well to fight corruption better, those people should have been out. He shouldn't be appealing to them. Those are knowledgeable people. But because they know the independence of the president is kind of weak, that's why they are doing it. Whatever President Boakai, we voted for you. We voted for you. We made a lot of big mob. We used our units on the radio to defend you against a regime we thought that cut our salary at civil service and did a whole lot of things in this country. We went against them and thought you people were coming to rescue us. But it's like you people came to rescue yourself instead of rescuing us. We are dying. People will. My brother, according to the NCC report, President Boakai appointed over 1,000 plus people and only 300 persons declared access. The rest of them, you need to get them out. The country, my brother, a country who will not uphold the rule of law, who leaders will not uphold the rule of law, that country will not succeed in anything they do. Because you have people who Right now, even the data LRA, you can't. I mean, I'm in Muda alone cannot go. The thing he did a request, and the cash was disbursed. He did a request. I mean, Muda did a request, and the cash was disbursed by the LRA boss. He needs to follow.
Thank you.
Besides LRA boss following the guy at Public Well who took our $22 million and just put it in a mud and came on radio to say he apologizing because the road is that. For that day, that one I want you to follow. Look, the brother need to use a bomb. He need to use this country. You gotta know for us, at my age, brother, forget it. I know we're not seeing nothing substantial in this country. But what can we put you there? So please try. You spend that time in your favor.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's hear this person. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. We're from the Boakai.
How you doing this morning?
Don't go for life.
Let's hear you, man.
And you?
I'm pretty good. Bouncing like a pretty bouncing baby boy.
Thank God that we are coming in the name of the lady again.
Yeah.
All right. My name is Joseph Small calling from the Water Peace Island. Over call 540.
Let's hear you, Joe.
Hello, my brother Rufus. We are not here to shield any public officials. On the other side, someone could not easily talk to some of our brothers at the time on the previous government. Because of the wrong reason we said no, we change the government. We will not shoot anybody that they come to power level and line for the brain. That someone will come and say and believe that they are more in the faith. That lie. So let me say thank you to Abimuda for vaccinations. He did the best thing to save the need and save the party. And it should not just come there. Because there are car issues between 2 or 3 institutions. The LRA, the NETA, and that one they were the comrade. So we want the investigation to be done beyond the vaccinations. Investigations so that we can really know the actual cost of the vehicles. Let's get this clear. The vehicle is not for Abimuda. The vehicle is all for the Ministry of Commerce. Let's get that clear. How this is how will you purchase 96,000 or 1,000 among the B and bought it for the 5,000 threshold? Then those are working at silver seven. People earning 150. They're paying their way. There is a consultation about the sick comrade. But 96,000 aka. Very clearly, how about the other people? And the constitution provides people with equal pay. Look at the technology and nothing. And we already know how I put the budget and go, the general here, all one over talking with the put 145,000, no one get you. That law will not see. Alright, that law to the government should create the area value for all. Why the ATA can get bought more than 200-300 bought to commute? We need a tendency from one point to another point. It is a responsibility for government creating the area value for all of us. It is by law. Why again? President that look in some of our faces and said, I'm elected for these people who are in the churches and villages. For him, with other things that they are more like doing than us. No, like Jacob was going to give you. There's a person who remains. And how you see, the honor nation will respect their process. But your honor nation respecting you. You declare after in 70 days in the course of the law. So those are the people you put on their table. But a point of officials, why should we tell respecting you? You stay here with it. You stay here laughing with it. Why? When you talk 17 days in the course of the law, under the code of conduct, here, because the very day You declare after a foreign day, they should follow.
Okay.
We are not going to shield anybody. Inclusive, no, let me say this. They think we don't try to save their time. From government to resign early. They cry, that they manage, they swear, that all the other people breaking here. Instead, they are the best. And this is the thing that happening. We appreciate it. Let it continue. We will expose our own leaders from the union party for whosoever. We will expose you. We will speak to the president. They're calling them below the wall. You are just giving a chance to serve. If you think you will see our money, you're carrying. Thank you very much.
077-866-507-3087-105-105. Back to the telephone line. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and join us from where?
Yeah, I'm Johnson Kalimajian, son of the Unity Party, and other with the morning.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. Or even funny like what's happening. Concerning about me without resigning on the government. It's a good sound, but for me, we can't imagine our integrity. We can't imagine the fraud for the poor people. That's why I believe today in Boakai and say that he never began president for any minister, he began president for the Laban people. So I mean, without resigning, yeah, it's a good sound, but for me, I want for the government to do investigation to investigate. Why we didn't resign? They want the poor people to say, God, it is true. Investigation, but I pray that for the LC to do investigation. We don't vote for myself. I vote for the majority so I'm going to move forward. But my president making some lot of mistake. I'll be bold to say I'm also the party. I will say the truth. That my president not ready for corruption here. Actually, need people to I'm also the government and our government, but matter of fact, what the truth belong will say the government have corruption, my president have corruption in his pocket with the Minister of State. They were adding, wow, come on, all of nothing.
No, okay, brother.
We have a lot of people have the sense you have to put your feet on the ground to avoid for corruption. So thank you.
Thank you. Let's call it. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Calling for long, man, my brother. Thank you very much for the positive show like you always doing your time. I applaud you this morning.
I appreciate you too.
Mr. Divine, when you see me today, I mean one day I will come to you see that my teeth too is broken because of this Southern administration. We want to launch a campaign. Where that fateful day we were all ruined in mud. I lost my phone and a lot of things just because of GND and Jeremiah Kun. But today we are not doing anything. We don't care for that. All we wanted to see is to see that we're in a good and stable condition. But today we are being mocked to some of our hustling places because of this administration. I mean, reckless against behavior. Because the president seems to be that he's not taking the mantle of authority. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm following.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be that he's not taking the mantle in his hand. You know, I always monitor the president, more especially when he came from from the United Nations or General Assembly or it's so shameful and it's unbelievable that people should be riding kind of cars in Moreover, why from all we are staying at just poverty. Why is the change now? I think it was better meeting January and just the next program is where maybe the same thing. I'm sorry for the Natal Maggie. Does we have any integrity to come or stay with us talking about corruption? And whereby he built another monument for his little mother to whereby we can hear a full I'm so emotional this morning. I just want to call and tell you thank you.
Just calm down. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. Let us do away with our emotions. Let us remain sober. You know, sometimes Miles Monroe said, in the midst of the situation, your silence at a point in time speaks volume. And it's very important, because when you are silent in the midst of the situation, you read between lines, you adjust and readjust. So when you come out to speak, it is not word for words. Those who will offend you, or those who will come up with a very huge, lashing and all, posture will pay off for you. So let's get to the line and speak to this person. Good morning.
Good morning, yes.
How you doing? What's your name and join us from where?
Thank you very much. I will call from
Let's hear you.
I want to commend you, at least, for discussing that bill. All of us said, I'm very proud of saying to Mr. President. Mr. President, some of us, put everything on the line to bring you to power for all the people to benefit and spend well of them people. I was the civil, all the ring, and the campaign, the spread every day, the two interview me, how you looking at ourselves, looking at king of better than bill. That is purpose some of us. Sometimes every single people target us, target will go. I think I'm going to get you around. You know, I'm taking Lord, I know, I'm going to come around, you know, for the fact of America. What I was not thinking about coming improvement. That's stop them, many of people, same thing. And the commission made it clear that the 2,000 to project vehicle, one vehicle, for every property, to comment ministry. So what is not the Jara commit? What is not the commit? Let the I mean, without Boakai saying you letter, nobody comes by the 2,000, by the car for the 5,000, and get all the document. And because we are busy having the right to the public outside, the federal pressure in the ground. So what is not the commit? What is criminality here? This is here. One of them, the people also don't get one person out of the next come, then you also, that's the time I was told to about the killing me, and I stand up with the great for small business around me to kill me. For everything, when it's ready to be done, and I want that's what the thing started is all the government have been taking to the board. The president has been taking to the board. So because of that, I mean, it's like, happening for the 5 years there, the president will go forward. Then the time of getting to 25 million from mobile exercise, you have outside every small relationship, the president coming to say, the president is in Africa, I want me to do something like this. Not everything, but all the public presidency, and army, and Bible military, all the work done this. People come and say, oh, you have an in-line more, everything that we say, in the beginning of 2022, all of you say, are you telling me? Well, what you're taking is visiting. That's what you see. What is what they see around in the government, the administration, the Ghana, that's what they see. What is it? Thank you very much.
Thank you. 0778-665-073. Let's quickly get this commercial commitment from our partner Lone Star. So when we come back, we get more of your calls right here on the program, The Positive Show. My name is Rufus Divine Conan. I lead in order to follow first among equals. Of course, I'm destined for greatness. Commercial is next on this broadcast.
Yellow star.
To the boo!
What do you say you yelling for?
Come here, man.
is back, and this season Uber is easy for everybody. You can audition online from now to the 13th, and then live audition will start on the 14th. And the people going to be Ghana, Nima, and the biggest one will be held in Mosorado. Feature in the team a brand new car and a $300,000 wardrobe budget. Now all plus 1 year of performance with MTN and video production deal and 100 gigabyte of data. Of data every month and new this year for third place of $400,000 cash prize and 100 gigabyte every month. Hey man, don't forget to tell your fellow people to dial star 415 star your code hash to 44.
Form part of our radio game. Indeed, you can win for yourself 3,000 Liberian dollars. But just dial star 79 hash. Select number 10 for Love FM. Have on your mobile morning wallet 100 Liberian dollars or 70 cents United States dollars, and you might work out to be one of the winners. Okay, so star 79 hash. Select number 10 for Love FM. 077-866-507-3, 0887-105-105. You can advertise the goods and services with us. We are beaming live and direct on the SI frequency of 105.1 in the FM mega band. We also broadcast to you through the internet on our online radio, loveradioonline.com. You can also visit our Facebook page and get all of the happenings on Facebook, Love TV Live. So I'm here, you are there. Let's get to talk about the things that matters to the growth and development of our beloved country. Us Liberians. So let me bring you this point quickly so that we refresh ourselves. And when we come back, we take more of your calls. All right? So be there. I'm here. Yeah, we're talking about our country. We will keep talking. We won't get tired. Yes, this is the land that we cannot be deported from. So we need to uphold and defend the integrity of our motherland. Yes, we need to do it. We know there will be a lot of criticism. In the midst of the criticism, our critics. That's what I always say to people. When I'm criticized, it energizes me to do the right thing, because within the criticism, there are facts. So if you find yourself, you are against people criticizing you, and no, come on, you need to change your course in your thoughts, because those who criticize you, though we have our dispensation that is emotionally driven and lots of evil and envy, but in the midst of it, there are facts being said. That you did, you die, you did. Yeah, say that. And ask yourself, is it what is unfolding? Is this what I have done? Then you will always come to the point to reason and take the ones that are meant for you, that are facts or factual, transform to make you a better version of yourself. So let's get this conscious message for all of us Liberians. Yeah, the message of consciousness right here on The Positive Show.
Oh, Mama Liberia, sweet land of liberty, and know how They hail you by saying, "You are the sweet land of liberty, filled with great natural resources." Yes, indeed, you are, Mama, a land that we cannot be deported from. But in reality, when they are empowered, they leave you drowning in the pool of frustration and shame. As a mother, you never get tired of opening your arms that are filled with love and compassion for all. As the saying goes, there is no bad bush to throw a child. Mama, how long will you continue to endure abandonment and grief in the hands of these hapless children? Or other children who are referred to as masses? Is this not the same note on which every child bearing the name Liberian should all be fed? Why only the evil ones are nourishing with greed and the masses are left unattended to in their own motherland? Mama, at your age and with all your natural resources, yet you are rated among the poorest countries. With deep emotional feelings, you find it hard to accept your status. Knowing that you do not belong there, it is a pity that your children are proudly wearing corruption and greed as a uniform amongst their peers. And is treated as enemy of the state. At your age, Mama, your children are embracing falsehood over truthfulness, suppressing morals and integrity, and embracing violence and dishonesty. I say to you, who are true sons and daughters of Mama Liberia, let us not get tired of saying the truth, because the truth will earn our mother's freedom one day from the hands of those that comes and goes and feels they eyes of your children and corrupt their minds. As the saying goes, until their minds are developed, their eyes will never appreciate the works of their hands. Leaders, Liberian leaders, where are the promises you made to the masses? Has the truth turned into a disaster because you keep exploiting this sweet land of liberty? Liberians, rise up and stop the complacency, because there are more questions than answers.
Yes, time flies when we're having fun. We'll be having a jolly good time together this morning, where we have the time to talk about key national issues that are confronting the Liberian people, growing the National Disaster Management Agency. We talked about the Ministry of State and other ministries and agencies. We brought to your attention the message and the messenger. The issue that has to do with Mr. Aldi, very profound. But what happened? He was not the right messenger because he has on his head the issue that has to do with sanctions. Whatever it is, two things in this life we always will remember: for the problems we create and the problems we solve. And we must take responsibility of two things in our lives: our fortune and out of our misfortune. Because Mahatma Gandhi said, and I quote, and then I lead and others follow. For among equals, of course, I'm destined for greatness. Do join this station, God willing, on tomorrow, where Fanfon by Martina Tuba will be here to conclude this week's editions of Don't Get Tired Talking.